Take a 1 off the bottom Tetris here. And add on another one. These two just going back and forth. Bling is trying to close the door and take back-to-back victories on the RNG div. Stolen determined to start this season out on the right note. Danny blocks ads. That's fine. I don't want the revenue from ads anyway. That's. Hello, I divide by here. Hey, I recognize that username. Don't tell Squirrely things are no secrets. Good to see you all here. A squirrel who likes rocks. He lies to get more rocks. I don't have any rocks. I might have some pistachios. Do squirrels like pistachios? We'll figure it out. In the meantime, Shuichi and IanKeith are ready to go for their DAS battle, so let's count them down. Best of luck to the both of them. Here we go. Game 1 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And back up top, Stolen running some traffic on his board, but he's at 310 right now. Blingus at 406. This Blingus is continuing just almost impeccable 18 play. See what we can do here. Alright, Stolen does get this cleaned up, so now he is ready for a push into 19, but he's going to be trailing by 100,000 points, so we'll see. Can Blingus have the 19 stretch that they've been looking for, or will Stolen get an opportunity to keep this match going? Danny J saying, you know who really likes pistachios? Kiwi, of course. I should have guessed. Alright, meanwhile, good starts on Shuichi and Ian's boards. Keep an eye on those two, but a bit early for a score update. So for now, we'll focus on how the 19 play goes here for Stolen and Blingus, as they're both in. 375 for Stolen, 503 for Blingus. But Blingus' board falling apart again. And Blingus goes down at 503, so Stolen has to get all the way to 504 to take this game. Oh, he knocks down a dirty Tetris. What a play here. But he's going to have to do more than that. He's still got to make up 100,000 points of ground here. He's got time, though. So first step will be getting this board cleaned up. This is not an easy board to work with, but Stolen making it work. And looks like he's going to bring this down, so we'll keep an eye on how the chase down goes for him. Meanwhile, it's 165 for Shuichi, 184 for IanKeith, so they're both running efficient starts here on their ends. Like I was saying, locking in on 19 practice these next few days. Never had this consistency his 18. I think that might be it, Blingus. Your 19 became bad because your 18 became so good. It seems silly, but I've seen it happen with a few people before. It's weird. You almost have to be in two frames of mind. You have to be able to flip the switch to go from 18 stacking to 19 stacking. Some days I'm the same way, where I can't do anything right on 18, but then, or you know what I mean. All right, again, 504 is the target for Stolen here. 504 is what he's got to get to. Meanwhile, halfway through 18 speeds down below, 303 for Shuichi, 344 for Ian. We're looking at respectively 650 and potential 700k transition paces from Shuichi and Ian if they keep this going. And I'll remind you folks, that's a DAS match below. Alright, let's see. Again, Stolen's got to get to 504. He's setting up. Okay. Briefly had the center wall Tetris set up, but opted out of it. Takes a nice triple. Pretty sure from this point he can just line out, but He's not in a great position to do so. The triples are certainly adding up, though. There's another one, and now Stolen just a couple line clears away here. In fact, one more line clear should do it for him. There we go. And Stolen still alive. And we will go to a 6th game between Sword and the Bling Cat. Danny J saying, I heard triples? Yes, Stolen took the triple. I'm sorry, he Squawk, take the triple. There you go. You happy, Danny J? That's the line. Hello, Jedi. Says, look at all this Tetris action. Speaking of action, I'm scared to read these scores. 585 for IanKeith right now. 622 for Shuichi. What is going on down below? You know, we'll come back to that in a second. Let me count down for game 6 up top first. Here we go between Stolen and Blingus. Can Stolen bring it to a decider, or will Blingus close it out? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. $677 will be the transition from Ian. $693 will be the transition from Shuichi. Well, here we go. They are playing out of their minds, and they have to because both of them are doing it. So this is game 1. Why? How? Who? Oh, but now Shuichi running into trouble. I think Shuichi needs the flat burn here. Not getting the pieces for it. Oh, that's such a shame. Shuichi's going to go down at 728. So IanKeith does take game 1. If you want, you are more than welcome to play this out, Ian. If you're able to. Never mind. Wow. Sorry. Peek my mic there. Ian survives that by just 12,000 points, but my God. I don't think I've ever had with gas of all things. That's an insane pair of transition scores. Alright, well, GG's. Yeah, I think to both hit roughly the same piece sequence there. Alright, meanwhile, back up top, early on 99,000 from Stolen. 163 from Blingus. Blingus playing almost perfect here through the first 40 or so lines. I think they've taken a few burns. Stolen and Blingus are playing in the new RNG very large division, Liptonek. So that 16-player division that recently got released, that's what they're playing in. And then down below is a Division 2 matchup for the DAS League, for which we will count down our second game now, as Shuichi and Ian are ready. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yeah, it's best of 7 for the top match, Lipton. Danny J saying next game will be 80k double top outs. Look, the rubber band effect is certainly something I've seen before. But yes, the DAS League is blessed. Alright, here we go. And actually, speaking of good paces, here's Blingus with 311,000 points at the halfway point. Stolen at 228, which is respectable in its own right, but he will find himself once again trailing here, and so this is really the battle up top. It's Stolen's 19 versus Blingus's 18. That's really where we've been at today. Meanwhile, back down below, IanKeith is having an anti-pace game to start with as he scores his first Tetris after 27 lines of burning, so he's at just 49,000 points. Shuichi is at 126, which is certainly better than that, but not the pace of last game, so... Hello, Winter. Danny J is indeed a very confident person. Danny Evans saying Blingus definitely knows how to 18. Yes, it's not an exaggeration, Jedi, to say that Blingus is the strongest sub-max outer in the Tetris scene right now. At least by ELO, I believe that statement is officially true. And here we go. Blingus now at 500k with 20 lines to go until transition. Stolen back at 365. So, Stolen trailing by 140,000 points. So again, we've seen him make the comebacks before, but this one will not be an easy one if he gets the chance. We'll see what happens for these two. Meanwhile, about halfway through 18 speeds now. 251 for Shuichi. 194 for IanKeith. So, Shuichi with modest lead here, but nothing too crazy so far for those two. Nice T-spin, though, for Shuichi. Oh, wait, didn't I ban those? Oh, man. And, ooh, Blingus running into some problems here right before transition. Can Blingus get this cleaned up in time? Okay, nice flat burns. Oh, this is an insanely high board to transition with. That is... Okay, well, there's nothing Blingus could do about that one. That'll be a top out at 558 for Blingus. So, Stolen, you gotta get to 559. 559 will be your target. Blingus saying if I had DAS on the owl, I could have gotten out. Yeah, I see the path out. Yeah. That is... travesty. Single piece can undo an entire game, but yeah, sometimes that's what it comes down to. It comes down to one piece. So we will appreciate that joke. I didn't even mean for that to be a pun. Alright, but again, 559 is the target here for Stolen. Meanwhile, back below, 337 for Shuichi, 298 for Ian. So IanKeith trying to keep it close here. He ideally doesn't want to be trailing by too much going into 19. This is a tough spot here. Ian is bringing this back down. Okay. Nice little dastig there by Ian. Shuichi doing a nice job here just keeping the left built out, trying to knock down the Tetris, keep ahead, but the lead has certainly shrunk here. Meanwhile, again, 559 is Stolen's target, and he is in line-out territory now, so keep an eye on him, but he should be able to get this easily enough. 386 for IanKeith, 413 for Shuichi. Both of them now about to close into the 19 stretch. No, I already played that playlist, Blingus. I can't play it twice. But I will make a deal with you, actually, Blingus, because Stolen will complete this chase down. Stolen? Okay, I was about to say, I was like, why is he not taking a line? He's 500 points short still. All right. Into 19 for Shuichi and Ian. 534 after that Tetris from Shuichi. 486 for Ian. Ian's board, a little bit of traffic. Gets it cleaned up though. Now trying to build out the left. Sits up, knocks down the Tetris. Back and forth these two go. Alright. So far, so good here. Shuichi trying to keep the board stable. 554 currently. IanKeith with a clean setup. He's at 571. This is insanely close between these two. Nice Tetris there by Shuichi. That was incredibly good handling there of the board. But certainly a complicated board state, but did what he could there. Alright, looks like Stolen managed to finish out his game, and so I believe we're going to get an all-number seed for that. This, of course. Oh, no, I think we actually have all numbers seed for game 6 too. Joke's on me. Alright. Tetris for Shuichi up to 659. 672 for IanKeith, who is starting to climb on the board. Can Ian bring this back down? Needs something for that left. Square would probably be most ideal. Okay. A couple T pieces could also do it. Does quick tap the piece over. And gets the well open for the Tetris. 718 for Ian, 724 for Shuichi. How close can you get? Shuichi breathing half to close off the well, gets it reopened, looking for the bar here. 764 right now for Shuichi, 822 for IanKeith. Does get another Tetris here, 805 for Shuichi. So IanKeith ahead by about 20,000. They're both going to take this all the way to 29, it seems. Although board falling apart for IanKeith, he tops out at 827. Shuichi just needs a Tetris here. But I don't know if he knows that yet, but he just needs a Tetris. He doesn't get a Tetris! No! IanKeith! They both top out on the same sequence again! Why? And Ian's just casually sipping his drink here. He's like, how about that? Can't make this stuff up, folks. Casually. I'm sure IanKeith is screaming on the inside, but on the outside, he's cool and composed. Alright. Nope. Music jumps here. Whew. Almost, yeah, there's almost a palindrome with a seed, Blinkus. I'll give IanKeith a second here, just so I can count everybody down. Okay. I was not prepared for that much chaos. But that's what we're here for. Here we go. 4 readies. Let's do a 4 countdown. Here we go. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So here we go. It's the final game for the RNG match up top here. The Rotogenium match. A very large div match. And could be the final game down below if Shuichi can't find a way to get on the board here against Ian. Oh, God knows, he's come so close. He's lost the first 2 games by a combined 32,000 points, basically. But since it is a decider on an RNG match, I did this for the one other best of 7 decider we had today, so I have to honor my word here after the YouTube ad plays. Blingus wanted the special music. You'll get the special music, Blingus. Just not quite what you asked for. But it's what we deserve. Time for Coconut Mall. Sorry, correction. Time for jazz version of Coconut Mall. All right. Early on here, we have... Oh, what happened to IanKeith? I think I missed something there, but looks like IanKeith ended up closing off to the right. Couldn't get a bar to the left. And Shuichi, you're taking game 3. Because that's a... IanKeith saying, just played the sequence wrong. That's fair. IanKeith has been coconut mauled. Unfortunate. Tends to claim at least one person per stream. Alright, well, let's just go into game 4 then. So, Shuichi now on the board. Can he double down and make it a decider? Because, we haven't had enough of those today, clearly. Alright, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Actually, how many deciders have we had today? Just to make sure. Counting the top match is the 4th decider of the day. But that is 4 out of a possible 11, because for those keeping track at home, yeah, we're only going to have 11 matches completed through the first 7 hours. That mentioned RNG matches take a while. Now, who knew a best of 7 would take more time than best of 5? Insane logic. But I digress. Alright. About halfway through 18 speeds up top. It's 271 for Stolen, 209 for Blingus. And somehow, I think this might be the one game where we've flipped the script, and Stolen is outpacing Blingus on 18. That wasn't what the script was supposed to be. Wait, hold on. Maybe I was reading the wrong episode script. Alright, well. Meanwhile, back down below, 117 early on for Shuichi, 118 for IanKeith, so... Mackenzie saying eye spin. I missed the eyes. I don't even know which player did the eye spin, Mackenzie, but kudos. There's a dirty center. Well, Tetris for Ian, so... Thank you for noticing that, UC. Oh, Stolen did the ice spin. Yep, that sounds about right. He's feeling it now, I think. This wouldn't quite be a reverse sweep if he pulls it off, but I will note that Stolen was down 3-1 on this match, so that it would be a comeback. Mouth was too busy finishing the script to see the line spin. God help me. Like there was a lot of pages in today's script, because this is your casual reminder that we are still closer to the beginning of this show than we are to the end of it right now, and we're about 7 hours in. But I digress. Alright. 424 for Blingus, 509 for Stolen. I mean, it's good paces by both of them, but right now Stolen's got the advantage, which means, dare I say it, Blingus is gonna have to play 19 to win this match. Meanwhile, back down below, it's 234 at the halfway point for IanKeith, 291 for Shuichi, and Shuichi doing a nice job on the 18 stretch here. And is gonna have to, because this is must-win territory for Shuichi. You're all good, Danny J. I'm sure you got plenty of important things to do, business stuff, taking care of parrots, just being cool in general. I don't know what the life of Danny J looks like. Ooh. Stolen getting a bit high up on the board here. This is not going to be a board he can survive with into 19, and, well, he won't quite get in there. So Stolen tops out at 520. Blingus just needs 521. Blingus just needs a Tetris. Blingus gets it. I can't believe it. That's how the match is going to end. And Blingus didn't know what the chase down was either, so that was a natural. I can't. You're really going to tell me that this match went the full 7 games and Blingus won it by 8,000 points on game 7? That... Huh? I don't even have words for that. I was supposed to turn the music back on, wasn't I? Oops. Sorry. All right, 444 for Shuichi here, 386 for IanKeith. Let me not forget the fact we still have a second match going on. Also for... So, Mackenzie, you and Lipton are going to have to wait a couple extra minutes because I didn't actually think we were going to... I was going to need the full extent of the 4-player scene for an extended period, but we are actually just in time for the next match, which is going to be, I believe, Kalimoto versus Mage for Emerald Contenders match. So if those two are in chat, say hello to me, because I haven't seen you yet today. Let me get... Ooh. All right. But onwards we enter the 19 stretches for the DAS battle. 507 for IanKeith, 538 for Shuichi. Hi, Kalimoto. Good to see you. All right, but congrats to Blingus. What an insane pair of matches won here by Blingus. And for Stolen, you fought your heart out here over 7 games, Stolen. And luckily for you, you still get at least a couple more opportunities for redemption. So don't feel too bad, Stolen. You took it the distance here. Being down 3-1 would have been discouraging for a lot of folks, but you didn't give up. It came down to the very end, which I can't believe that. That's the type of finishes that you dream to see on the TNP show, but... And luckily I don't have to dream for long, because it seems like it happens every other episode. Alright, so for Kalimoto and Danny Mage, we'll get those two up on the screen here. Congrats again to Blingus. Alright, and IanKeith is topped out at 585, which means Shuichi's 732 is going to be enough to force a decider down below. It is yet another decider. Insanity. That is fair, because that has been a highly entertaining match down below, so lucky for us that we will get one more game of it. First, let me quickly... Okay, it doesn't look like Mage is live yet, so I'll have to send a ping out to him. So we'll find Mage in a little bit here. Alright. Get resettled in. That's okay, IanKeith. You're going up against a tough player here, and hey, through 4 games, it's a tie match. No, hey Jedi, how's it going? Alright. 1 game left to decide it here between Shuichi and... Oh, that is... I was wondering what you meant by that, Jedi. Yeah, that is your match. How about that? Alright. It's countdown game 5 between Shuichi and Ian. Here we go. Who will take the all-important win here on Division 2 of Das League? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Alright, so let me find Mage. And I also want to take a quick second just to check to see what the standings are in the Div 2 of Das League, because I don't think I even got a chance to check that while Shuichi was taking on Somalian. So, coming into the matchup, Somalian had been 1-0, he's now 1-1. Shuichi had been 0-3. That's insane. So Shuichi's now 1-3, and IanKeith coming into this matchup with an 0-1 record. How many skilled players do you have to have for these two to be near the bottom of this division? Now Jedi Evans in this division, and Poopy's in this division. Okay, there might be some skilled people. Easy saying the LJ flat to a vert for the T accommodation is called the Jonas Neubauer. I didn't know that, Easy. I don't know if I'll remember it, but thank you. I appreciate that. Alright, early on here, it is 145 from Ian, 146 from Shuichi, so yep, that's about on par with what we've been having so far. Oh yeah, so about Lukenzi and Liptonic, by the way, after that bottom matchup is done, then you two will be able to go. Because I won't have anything else to fill up the scene for another 30 minutes. So, Lukenzi, ping Liptonic, tell him that he can come back. And then for Kalimoto, I'm still looking for Danny Mage here. Looks like he's currently offline, so... To get the timing right on this, right? 2030 was, yeah, it is. Unless I got the day wrong somehow. No, I doubt that. Because you're here. Oh, he's still here? Okay, cool. Oh, there's Mage. Hi, Danny Mage. Alright, about halfway through 18 speeds here. It's currently 272 for Shuichi, 231 for IanKeith, so Shuichi's slightly ahead here, but both players are scoring away for the time being. I did not generate a seed yet, by the way. That was the seed from last match. Brit QK saying, when there's a slot free, can I have a game? Yes, Brit. Not sure when a slot will be free, but I could make that happen. Might be in about 30 minutes, we'll see. Depends on how long all the matches run, which... Abundance of Deciders hasn't made it clear. It's been running long. Alright. So, Mage Callie, if you two need a moment to warm up or, you know, whatever you need to do, feel free to do so. But once you two feel good to go, seed's been generated, it's on the screen. You two know the drill, though. You're no strangers to the ladder. Alright. Let me change up my music yet again here, because no shortage of chaotic music today. I'll do some video game infused themes, because why not? Hey, Junior, how's it going? Alright, 485 now for Shuichi, 425 for IanKeith. Shuichi is still holding the lead here over Ian, but both players with clean boards. Both players now getting ready for the 19 stretch, one which will, one way or another, define the outcome of this matchup. Tortilla de pierogi. Isn't that just a quesadilla, Mackenzie? Like, I think you just described a quesadilla, Mackenzie. No, don't void cat uncanny me. You know I'm on something. Alright, 607 for Shuichi, 574 for IanKeith. Ian's a little bit ahead in lines, but he is closing the score gap here. At least he's trying to. Now Shuichi having to close off the well here, getting into some risky burning here. Can Shuichi find a way out of this? He's setting up for a dirty Tetris? He had it set up, but had to burn out of that. And Shuichi, I think, briefly considered trying to set it back up, but it doesn't matter because IanKeith not going to be able to get out of this and tops out at 6-11, which means Shuichi was winless in the division coming into today's matches and is going to take back-to-back victories. I'm sorry, IanKeith, it's a rough way to end, but hey, you at least took the match the distance. You got the full 5 games. But Shuichi on the win streak for the time being. Alright. D589BD should be the seed, by the way, for Mage and Kelly. Looks like Kalimoto's got it entered in. Looks like Mage is getting it entered in. I assume... Guess you two are sticking with the 18 starts here for this one. Could have fun ladderers. There's got to be a way to... There's got to be a better term for the ladder league participants. We'll come up with something. There's no such thing as bad pieces, Snowy. Only poorly timed pieces, right, Snowy? Oh, also, Mackenzie and Liptonek, you two can go live. But first, let me count down for Mage and Kalimoto. Ladder climbers, sure. Yeah, I like that. Or I disagree. Ladderers is good. All right, well, to each their own. All right, best of luck to you. Let's count it down for our contenders, because that is what you two are. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I mean, I've already won, so fair enough. All right, I'm pulling you up here. Mackenzie. Hold on. And we got Lipton. And we... I'm sorry, what just happened up top? Was that